Welcome, everybody, to the 2014 Global Leadership Dinner. Thank you all for joining us. We all have a role to play in supporting the work of the United Nations, and tonight we recognize standout leaders and partners of the UN. To start the evening, it's my great honor to welcome a great leader, advocate, and partner for a better world, United Nations Secretary General Ban Ki-moon.
Thank you, Mr. Ted Turner. Your Majesty, Queen Rania, Your Excellency, Ambassador Samantha Power, Permanent Representative of the United States to the United Nations, Excellencies, Ms. Kathy Kelvin, United Nations Foundation President and Chief Executive Officer, President of the General Assembly, His Excellency Sam Kutesa, Honorable Kofi Annan, my distinguished predecessor, distinguished board members, awardees, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great honor and pleasure to join you this evening. What a wonderful gathering despite this rainy evening. I'm a huge fan of Ted Turner. And not just because of his visionary philanthropic contributions to the United Nations. We both love classic music, movies. You might think I spend time at my residence reading reports and briefing papers. In fact, I'm tuned to the Turner Classic Movie channel. You may know the movie Shane, which I liked when I was a middle school boy, Casablanca and Gone with the Wind. For the United Nations, Ted Turner is a real-life action hero. That means Kathy Kelvin must be a superwoman. She's able to leap high political hurdles in Washington, D.C. in a single bound. Thank you both and all the staff of the United Nations Foundation for supporting the United Nations here in the United States and around the world. I would also like to acknowledge the presence of my distinguished predecessors, Kofi Annan, and all the other good friends, colleagues, and former colleagues who are here tonight. Thank you all for everything you do for the United Nations and for me personally. Your support means a lot, and your support is a source of encouragement for me in carrying out all the duties in this world of troubled waters. I join you all in congratulating tonight's honorees. Some are advocates for the vulnerable and oppressed. Others are fighting for the rights of women and young people. Still, others are trying to steer the world away from climate catastrophe and toward a world of prosperity, good health, and dignity for all. The honorees come from different walks of life, but they all recognize the immense value of the United Nations, and all are planting seeds of hope in our troubled soil of a turbulent global landscape. The world faces multiple crises, from armed conflicts to extremism to the outbreak of Ebola. Too many people continue to face exploitation, from factories to farms, from bonded labor to sexual slavery. The United Nations is addressing today's emergencies. At the same time, we are striving to seize tomorrow's opportunities. Last month, we reported that child mortality has been cut in half since 1990. Thank you. This is a huge progress, and just one sign of the remarkable global mobilization behind the Millennium Development Goals. Even on Ebola, earlier this week, we were able to declare Nigeria and Senegal free of the virus. This shows that the outbreak can be contained with partnership and investment in health systems. United Nations systems are all being mobilized to mobilize necessary support, logistics, political, financial. And we have established United Nations Emergency Mission for Ebola, UNMIR in Accra. And I have deployed key persons on the ground on 3 affected countries. And we are working very hard with all the members of the United Nations, starting from the leadership of President Obama. And his leadership is very, very important, mobilizing a lot of soldiers. And there are many European countries and Asian countries, Latin Americans, all they are supporting. I'm going to visit African countries, and I will have good meetings with African leaders, how we can mobilize political will and resources to contain and eliminate this virus as soon as possible. Ladies and gentlemen, the key of 2015 is just weeks away. Crucial discussions are on the way to achieve a universal climate agreement and a bold post-2015 development agenda for sustainable development in social, economic, and environmental dimension. Next year also marks the 70th anniversary of the United Nations. The founding of the organization was a solemn pledge to the world's people to end assault on human dignity and lead the way to a better future. This vision can be realized if concerned global citizens step up and speak out. I see that constituencies here tonight. You, the UN Foundation and the UN Association, connect people and the United Nations. You explain why the United Nations matter. And you help individuals contribute to a global mission. I'm very encouraged by the poll results announced today that once again show very strong American support for burden sharing and problem solving through the United Nations. There have been setbacks, and today we see many dark clouds. But I am convinced that we can stand up for UN principles and achieve the transformations we seek, the future we want. Let us work together to press all those in power to live up to their political and moral responsibilities. And let us be inspired by the honorees and other leaders here tonight to build a better world for all. Thank you for your commitment. Thank you very much.